Alright, welcome back to a new episode. Today we're doing something quite small, quite minor, but it's going to make a massive difference on the Overfender. So let's not mess around and let's get into it and I'll show you what's going on. A lot of people mention this and I agree on it, that it needs an infill for the back of the Overfender. It's a little bit open and kind of exposed, so we're going to work on something just to finish it off and make it look complete. I'm using the forming tool here just to get the profile of the wing. I'm doing it bit by bit, overlapping, transferring it to the foam, drawing it out, cutting it out in the foam obviously, just as a mock-up, just to see if the idea works, and then transferring onto the fiberglass sheet. And just like that, we have an infill. And I'm not going to lie, it took ages to do and it was really difficult. So, yeah, just being honest with you guys. But it fits. So it fits quite nicely. What I think I will do afterwards is, because there are some like hairline gaps, I think I might just get some rubber. I've got some rubber actually, some excess, and just stick it to the edge just so it makes a nice, there we go, makes a nice seal. The difficult part's going to be getting the shape of the Overfender like that. So jack the car up, wheel off, Overfender on, and lots of measurements, and hopefully I don't screw it up. Right, I put the self-tape on purely because I'm going to hot glue the guns on. Obviously that's not a permanent thing I'm going to be doing. It's purely just to hold it there because I haven't got 3 pairs of hands. So I can hold that there, I can get the Overfender on and off, I can make adjustments, trim it, and get it perfect. Now, I didn't record the process of me cutting out that little shape purely because my Dremel broke again and my multi-tool broke again. So yeah, I did it all by hand and it was very laborious and very boring. So we're going to put this back on. That's ready to go. I'm going to put that back on. Again, going to kind of like tack it with a glue gun at the back, put the Overfender on, and then I'm going to fix it on somehow. Actually, but first we've got to put the mesh in. Stupid me, got to put the mesh in. Now, obviously that looks a bit weird because the colour, but yeah, I'm super happy with that. And obviously it looks a bit weird because of the colour and the silver tape. You can't really get a really good idea, but I think that finishes it off a lot better rather than being open. It looked a bit odd. Loads of people obviously commented on it. I've got some texture paint, some bumper texture paint that's very similar to the Raptor, so I'll take that off and give it a little spray, and then we can put it back on, and then I need to bond it onto here on the back obviously. So yeah, I'll bond it onto the back, and then I think I'll get some foam just to kind of get rid of those tiny gaps in there. It's super hard to get it perfect, but yeah, I think I'll just get some foam, some really thin foam, and use that to kind of get rid of that. So if anyone's wondering what I'm going to be using for the texture, that's the stuff, the Pro XL Protex. You can have a fine tip on it, you can have a coarse tip, but basically with the fine tip it replicates pretty much the same as OEM bumper texture. So it's really handy to have something like that in your arsenal. And that's obviously the texture you can get with it. So to fix it on the inside, I use some instant bond adhesive. That should be fine to get it to grab initially, and then what I'll do is I'll fiberglass the inside as well, just to make it super strong and shouldn't go anywhere. Alright, fast forward a little bit. This is at 24 hours to dry. It takes a while to go off that stuff, so I didn't want to yank it off when it was kind of drying. So we'll take that off, take the tape off, and see how it looks. Now before I show you how it looks, I added one little thing that I did to the top of the Overfender. I'll show you right now. If you can see it, it's a little trim, sticky back with a little lip on it. I believe it's called rubber welting trim. So I added it onto the top of the Overfender, and I've added it onto that inside infill section where it meets the body. So it finishes it off, and it kind of gets rid of those little imperfections and those little gaps. That's what it looks like on the top, and we can actually see in here. It's real hard to see. Try and get some light in there. There you go. You can kind of see. You can kind of see that in there now. That you can kind of see in there. It finishes it off quite nicely. It looks pretty flush. Once I did add another little bit of Bondo. Well, did add another little bit. Added another little bit of that bonding agent up the top there, so that's poking through. So once that's dried, I can take this off again. I did add some more bonding agent because I couldn't reach in there when it was off, so that's going to dry. So once that's dry, I'll take the whole thing off, flip it over, and then I'm going to put some black sealer on the inside there. I'm going to mask it up like nice and tight, so it's going to be a like real sharp line in there. But yeah, there we go. It's kind of hard to see. It looks less unfinished. So I'm pretty stoked with it. So I hope you guys like that. A bit of a strange episode focusing on one tiny little thing, and it took a lot of work for that one little thing, but I'm pretty happy with it. I hope you guys like it too. Next time we're going to be doing the rears. Managed to get some more materials online, found a company that are delivering still, so I'm going to tackle the Overfender on the rear. Should be fun. So I'll see you guys soon. Take care.
Subscribe, you fools.